Hi there! If you're watching this video, then you were in some way screwed over by Tolman Media or curious about what happened. In this video, I'm going to take the time to share some facts, my thoughts, and hopefully some help. I do apologize if you see me looking at my screen a lot. I did have to write out my thoughts just because there is a lot I know about the situation, and I didn't want to get lost in trying to explain something and lose track of my original point. I'm going to break the video into different sections: Tolman Media's business model and Brennan Tolman, the impact on clients, impact on photographers and videographers, and a summary of help and ideas. I'm so sorry about what's going on, and my heart breaks for all of the brides and contractors who have been impacted by this. There are wedding clients that currently do not have a photographer or videographer for their wedding, and there are photographers and videographers like myself that haven't received payment for past work that we've done. When multiple photographers and videographers reached out to Tolman headquarters, we were met with, "We can't do anything to help you. We recommend you suing your license holder." That was from Tolman headquarters. Then about 2 weeks ago, Brennan Tolman, who founded Tolman Media in 2013, posted a video on his YouTube that stated he would be getting payment out to photographers and videographers within 30 to 60 days. This was quickly deleted by Brennan, but it has been re-uploaded here on this channel. So, Tolman Media's business model. We all know weddings are expensive. I personally do full-time wedding photography. I've been in the photography industry for almost 10 years now. Photography is expensive, and so are weddings. So Brennan Tolman founded Tolman Media in 2013, and his business model worked on the idea that you could sell a photo and video package for a very low price. You would hire contractors, photographers and videographers to shoot the weddings, outsource the media that they take to have it edited, and then Tolman Media delivers the final product to the client. While this may have looked good on paper, it did not provide a fair amount of pay for photographers or videographers, and outsourcing the editing meant that someone quickly threw filters onto the photos and sent them back. There's very minimal editing done. Brennan also claimed that photographers and videographers underwent training, but this is not true. To be hired, you submitted an application, and then someone emails you, sending a welcome email, and asks for a portfolio, and that's it. They claim, "We do not hire anyone. Our goal is for photographers and videographers to graduate from our program and start booking $5,000 plus weddings on their own. We just give them training and provide experiences for them." Like I mentioned, I've been in the photography industry for 10 years. My portfolio speaks for itself. However, when applying to 3 different Tolman Media license holders, I was not thoroughly vetted. They don't follow me on social media. They just emailed me and asked immediately if I could start shooting for them. There was no phone interview. There was no training. Weddings can be very complicated and long days, and you need a seasoned professional to capture all of the moments from that day. Brennan did not care about who he hired. I've had photographers come forward and tell me that they were paid as low as $35 an hour to shoot a wedding. Additionally, one of the Tolman license holders in the New England area was beyond horrible. He left Tolman to form his own media company called Timeless Photo and Video. This is not to be confused with the Timeless Photo and Video that operates in the Maryland, D.C. area. That company is run by someone else who I can say is an honest business owner and great person. Mark Watson, on the other hand, is incredibly sexist and rude. He was always condescending towards me and fought me on everything. He was quoted as saying, "Brides are too stupid to know," when he was at a corporate meeting with other Tolman managers. In the fall of 2022, he started firing all of the female photographers and videographers associated with Tolman Media Boston, and there was photo proof time-stamping this happening. Impact on clients. So because of the way this business model works, there is a huge disconnect from the vision of the photographer and then the final edited product. You do not know what photographer you will get on the day of your wedding. Could be anyone from a professional to someone who hasn't even attended a wedding before. When someone isn't a wedding photographer, they don't understand the flow of the day, what's important to capture, or how to capture it. When it comes to editing, there's a pattern of bad editing consistency. Tolman Media never sends sneak peeks unless you beg for them. and you aren't sure, again, who will be shooting or editing your wedding, or if they will even show up. I've received so many emails the day of someone's wedding asking and begging for an available photographer or videographer to show up. I had an email come in about an hour before the ceremony started for one in Boston. Absolutely wild. So Tolman Media posted a letter on their website and sent an email to some clients, not all, but some. I have a link here in the description. This letter, I'm not going to go through and read all of it, but there is a lot of lies in this letter, unfortunately. There's a lot that I can say here. But the biggest thing that's really upsetting is that the letter comes off as accusing their closing of business on the photographers and videographers when it just comes down to how Brennan ran his business. Brennan was told by an employee in financing in 2022 that he had been overspending, and that person was fired by Brennan that same day. Barely a week later, the rest of Tolman headquarters staff were either fired as well or quit when they saw the direction that the company was going in. There is one part of this letter I will read. So, quote, "It all came to a head during the weekend before Valentine's Day. A YouTube video was posted falsely accusing founder Brennan Tolman of taking advantage of his photographers and not paying them. Brennan called, confronted the creator of the video, explained the situation with the licensees, and that in the areas owned and managed by him, things have been run with the highest standard. Unfortunately, the YouTuber thought he had an interesting story, and even with Brennan's multiple requests, he refused to take down the video. Over the course of that weekend, this video blew up among Tolman Media's photographers and videographers and booked current and future clients. Even the preferred venue vendors of Tolman Media were getting hate emails for the association of our brand. Photographers quit, now thinking that they would never get paid for any upcoming jobs, and current clients wanted to cancel their contracts. Ultimately, Tolman Media's name, as well as the reputation of founder Brennan Tolman, has become unfairly, severely damaged." End quote. So that's on their website. That is what they are blaming the falling and closing of their company on. And I can say with utmost confidence that this is not true. Yes, there was a video posted on YouTube. The video was from a previous contractor, a videographer for Tolman, who had driven 3 hours out to shoot a wedding, and drove 3 hours back to his home, and he was not paid. So he posted a video asking to be paid what he was owed for this wedding. And not only that, myself and countless other photographers and videographers are owed money from Tolman Media. If you search for any reviews online, such as on theknot.com, Wedding Wire, Glassdoor, you'll see that there's a pattern of behavior with the way that Tolman treats its clients and photographers and videographers. And again, there are countless photographers that are owed money for weddings they shot for Tolman. I know that one metro area in the US is owed nearly $50,000 in total. The network of Tolman Media photographers that I personally know are owed around $15,000 to $20,000. There's also a letter that was sent out to Tolman Media Creatives directly from Tolman Media HQ headquarters. In this email, Tolman Media states, "If you have been assigned an upcoming wedding from Tolman Media, please do your best to fulfill it. The bright side for our creatives is that since Tolman Media is no longer collecting the final payment, you yourselves can collect the final payment from the bride directly, which will result in you ultimately making more money from each wedding you shoot." This email is a huge slap in the face to photographers and videographers. Tolman Media decided that they did not care about trying to save their business anymore. They just closed their doors, deleted their social media, deactivated their emails and phone numbers, and then announced bankruptcy. They claim that they are completely shocked by this happening, but this again is not true. I know for a fact that last year, someone that worked in corporate alongside Brennan Tolman stated that he was overspending money and that he needed to, go forth and fix things. He fired that person the same day that they told Brennan about the overspending and the current financial situation. About a week later, most of the Tolman HQ staff either quit their job or were fired. This is more my opinion, but based on Brennan's history, which I'll share with you, he owns 4 or 5 houses. He owns a Tesla. One of the houses he owns is in Las Vegas. Another one is in Hawaii. He owns a limo. My own opinion. But this is incredibly offensive that both in the email sent to photographers and videographers and the letter posted on Tolman Media's website, that they essentially blame the photographers and videographers when in reality it just comes down to Brennan and the way that he handled the company, the licenses, and his money as well as the company's money. He owns multiple houses. He owns a Tesla and a limo. He also created a video that said to treat your photographers and videographers like they are disposable, that anyone can take photos and videos at a wedding. Again, my opinion here, but that all of that just speaks to the way that Brennan runs a business, and the track record and history here speaks for itself. Thank you for taking the time to watch and listen, and I hope I was able to answer some of your questions. Again, I am really, really sorry that you are going through this right now, and I can only imagine how stressed and upset you may be. I've created a Google form, and if you're able to fill it out, I will do what I can to try and help you through this. The link is in the description. Thank you so much.